sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
What's up, you guys? It's Katie and welcome back to my channel. For those that are new, hi, welcome. I'm so glad that you guys clicked on today's video. Today's video is going to be all the books that I'm looking forward to reading in 2025, all the new releases that are coming out, and all the books that I'm getting hyped for. I'm all comfy and cozy. I'm in a giant beanbag, and I got my Drew House slippers on that you can't see. Shout out to my baby boy. Word is that he might be dropping an album in June. Fingers crossed. I totally thought he was going to be dropping one last year, but he didn't, unfortunately. It's fine. I'm hoping that he does in June, though, because that will literally make my year. I think I have carpal tunnel now because of the way that I was just holding that mic. In 2024, as I mentioned in my wrap-up, I had the hopes of reading 100 books. And having that goal, I actually ended up purchasing over 100 books last year. So I have a really fat TBR, okay? P-H-A-T. My TBR is thick with 2 C's. Like, it is, I overindulged myself last year, and this year I'm actually trying to dock it down a little bit and just read my physical TBR. However, there are some great books that I'm looking forward to getting, and I most certainly will be getting, which is why I'm making this video, because you know I'm gonna be getting these books. Yeah, without further ado, we're just gonna get into the highly anticipated reads for me in 2025. Okay, the first book that I'm highly anticipating in 2025 is the third book in the Emily Wilds series by Heather Fawcett. It's Emily Wilds' Compendium of Lost Tales, if that's how you pronounce that big old word. I don't know. It says that it's going to be released February 11th, 2025. Actually, I'm sure that that's going to be the hardcover book. I need the paperback. So the paperback's probably going to be released in September because that's what the trend has been for the past 2, and I need it to match the other paperbacks that I have because the paperbacks are prettier than the hardcovers. Hot take, but actually I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's a very accurate take. So for those that are living underneath a rock and don't know what the series is about, it's pretty much about a woman who, she's either a PhD student or she's a literal, like, doctor studying fairies and folklore. Regardless, she goes to, like, the coast of Scandinavia or something to study folklore and fairies and create an encyclopedia. And there's a little bit of academic rivals in here. It's such a good book. It's such a journey. I rated it 4.75 stars on Goodreads back when I read it. But yeah, it is coming out in February, so keep your eyes peeled if you want the hardcover. If you want the paperback, you gotta wait until September. Actually, speaking of that, there is a book that also was one of my top books of 2024, and it was The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. He came out with a hardcover book that is god-awful. It's called Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune, and that book actually came out last year. It was sometime in the fall, but he dropped a hardback that had the ugliest. I'm so sorry. I'm so upset because I really have thought about just biting the bullet and buying that book, but I just physically cannot have that on my bookshelf. Like, mentally and physically, I will throw up if that is on my bookshelf. The pages are sprayed like a really ugly gold color, and it's also hardback, and I don't want that. I want a paperback to match my other one, so I'm waiting for the paperback to be released. I think that it's going to be released this year. I just don't know when quite yet, but I mean, hopefully it will come out soon. I'm patiently waiting for the paperback so then it can look good on my bookshelf because I'm anal like that. Okay, and then we also have another book, I guess. We're kind of going all over the place, but whatever. This is just kind of how it goes. So the next book, actually, now that we're talking about books that were previously released, we have Word D by Frida McFadden. This one was released back in 2023, but I'm confused because I can only find it on audiobook on Spotify, and I want to read the actual physical copy, so I'm waiting for the paperback to come out. And it says that the paperback is coming out on March 4th, 2025. However, I have literally seen it on people's shelves on YouTube, and I'm like, how the heck did y'all get that already? Unless if she just ended up giving them an arc. I don't know, but anyways, just wanted to mention that because I also do want that. I'm just waiting for the physical copy. How long has this been just dangling on my finger like that? Get out of here. What are you doing? And for those that don't know, Ward D is a psychological thriller about a medical student who actually gets locked in a psychiatric ward, and she discovers that patients and staff are going missing and vanishing without a trace. So it's just a psychological thriller of her trying to figure that out. Frida McFadden is literally the queen of mysteries and thrillers. Okay, then we have an actual new release by Frida McFadden. It's called The Crash. And this book is coming out January 28th of 2025, so in a couple of weeks here. This one is about a pregnant woman who goes on a road trip to go see her brother, and she gets caught up in a blizzard, ends up getting a dead car and a broken ankle, and then a couple takes her under their wing and brings her to a warm cabin to keep her safe while the blizzard is taking place. And while she's there, she realizes that she probably shouldn't have entered that cabin. So, yeah, it sounds super good. I'm so excited for that one. All right, and then we have One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. This is coming out May 6th of 2025. I'm not going in any particular order. We're just going to start rambling off random dates. I probably should have organized this and put them in order, but you know, if you haven't picked up on that, I don't really plan things. I just kind of just go with the flow. So maybe I should change that in 2025, but here we are. Why is my nose itchy as fuck? Just get it together, woman. I will say that her last two books have really let me down, so I'm hoping that she redeems herself with this one. I have heard that this is a spin-off of her first book, which is Every Summer After, which is the one that I loved and the one that got me into her as a writer. It's about one of the main characters, Charlie Florrick. It takes place on a lake. Childhood friends to lovers type of thing. There's a time where they don't talk and then they see each other again and they reunite and then they're like, wow, he looks so good. Oh my god, I just feel like this is gonna be so good. I'm so excited for this. It's about time that she decided to do a spin-off because it was literally so good when I read it. Okay, and then we have Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli, which is the second book in the Crimson Moth series, or the book that comes after Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli, which was a top book that I read last year. The second book is coming out February 18th, 2025. And for those that have never read Heartless Hunter or know of this series, it is about a witch and a witch hunter. And as I said in my reading wrap-up, it's a perfect combination of Vampire Diaries meets Bridgerton meets Gossip Girl. And I still stand to that to this day, except it's about witches and a witch hunter. It's so good. It's like a medieval magical realism book and it's just really good. I really recommend. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, February 18th, you guys, mark your calendars. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit more cozy because my feet are starting to fall asleep right now and also it's getting really dark. So I apologize, you guys. We gotta speed round this shit. My two fingers as I'm like, why is this funny? Okay, I need to like make that so you guys can't see my fingers moving around here because why is that like cringy as shit? Okay, and then we have I was gonna say Emily Wilde. And then we have Emily Henry's new release that you guys are probably already aware of, but it's called Great Big Beautiful Life and it's dropping April 22nd of 2025. This is about two writers who are competing to write the biography of a woman who was extremely well known and put all over the tabloids in the 20th century, and she'd been missing for forever. It's kind of giving Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. A little bit. Like a little bit. I'm hoping it's not too much like it just because that will dock points because of originality lacking, but I guess we'll see. We'll find out in August or April, whenever the hell it's coming out. All right, and then speaking of Taylor Jenkins Reid, she actually also has a new release coming out, and it's coming out June 3rd of 2025. It's called Atmosphere. This one is about a professor who goes to space. And that's all that I really understand from what the synopsis is telling me. I don't really know what is to come of this book, but I do want to read it just because it sounds very unique and original. So I also feel like it's about time that Taylor Jenkins Reid came out with a new release because we've been all patiently waiting. Oh my god, how long has my fucking finger been like that? That's crazy. Okay, then we have My Friends by Fredrik Backman, which is his new release that's coming out May 20th of 2025. This one is about an artist who is chasing another artist who painted a painting. I'm kind of confused with what the synopsis says, but it has something to do with a pier and a painting and this woman who is trying to chase down the painter, trying to chase down another artist who painted said painting. How many times can I say painting? Whatever. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I don't know what I'm saying half the time that I make these videos, honestly. Okay, then we have Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. This one is coming out June 24th of 2025. And this one is kind of confusing. The synopsis is a little bit confusing, I'm not gonna lie. It says it's a kaleidoscopic thriller where three women are connected by one man, and the one man was someone who happened to get pushed in front of a train and was killed. So yeah, I don't really know what to make of that. It sounds twisted and wacky and right up my alley, so I'm really looking forward to reading that one. Okay, then we have Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. This is expected to be released literally next week. It's January 14th of 2025. And this one, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube already reading because I think a lot of people got the arc for it. However, I haven't yet. So I do want to read it just because the cover looks really pretty. This thriller is about a husband who was on the phone with his wife one day and heard her slam on her brakes and never heard from her again. He ended up finding her car at the side of a cliff without her in it. All of her doors were open, her headlights were on. He has no idea what's going on until one day, a year later, he spots a woman that looks exactly like his wife and he's so confused. So, yeah. I'm excited to read that one. Okay, and then another one that's on my radar, which I actually haven't even read the first book in the series yet. I have all 3 of the books that are currently out and they are on my bookshelf. However, I haven't read them. I still have yet to do that. But the 3rd book of the Powerless trilogy by Lauren Roberts is coming out in April of 2025. It's April 8th of 2025. It's called Fearless. And what I've gathered, I haven't read the first book, so I couldn't really tell you what it's necessarily about, but what I have gathered from the internet, because it's a very well-known series, is that it's kind of like a twist of Hunger Games in a way. I don't know. But yeah, I do want to read that. Okay, then we have TJ Klune's new release, which is coming out February 4th of 2025. It's called The Bones Beneath My Skin, and this is supposed to be inspired by Stranger Things, so for those that like Stranger Things, you might want to look into this book as well. I watched Stranger Things when it first came out, and I thought it was really good, but I kind of dipped off that bandwagon. Like, I haven't finished that series at all. However, I love TJ Klune's writing, and I want to read all of his books, so I really want to get this one to have it on my shelf. It's about a guy who no longer has parents. His parents are dead. He doesn't talk to his brother, and he just got fired from his job. So he ends up going to a family cabin out in Oregon. And while he's there, expecting no one to be in his cabin because it's his family's cabin, he ends up running into a guy who happens to be staying at his cabin. How many times can I say cabin, bitch? Shut up. He also has a young girl with him, and she's special. She has powers. And so, yeah, it's pretty much a spin-off of Stranger Things. The next book that's on my radar is Olivia Blake's new release, which is coming out April 1st of 2025. It's called Gifted and Talented. I feel like I've seen this all over the internet. I honestly had no idea what it was about until right now. I'm gonna try my best to explain it to you because it's kind of confusing me. What I can gather is that it's about a family where their father was a CEO of some tech company and he ends up dying. So the 3 siblings, one who cured mental illness, the second who is a congressman, and the third who is a famous ballerina, they all have to come back to their roots and their sibling rivalries to try and compete for who is going to take the throne of their father's company now that he's dead. So, yeah. That one I'm really looking forward to. I like Olivia Blake's writing, so we'll see if it actually lives up to the hype. Okay, the next book that was recently placed on my radar is called The Sirens by Amelia Hart. This is expected to be released April 1st of 2025. Honestly, I don't know much about this other than the fact that it's about mermaids, so that's why I want to read it. We'll see if it's good. So far, the ratings, I think people have already gotten the arc for this, and the ratings are under 4 stars, so we'll see, but I still want to read it just because, you know? We love some mermaids. Okay, we have 2 more. Why does this always take me so long? It's because I literally cannot speak for the life of me and I have to do so many retakes. But we have 2 more. We're almost there. We're almost at the end. Please hang with me. The next one that is on my radar is called On the Hippie Trail, which is by Stick Reeves. Girl. Rick Steves. His name is Rick Steves, for the record. The book is coming out February 4th of 2025, and this is a memoir about a travel writer who ended up going to Asia, and it shows his journals from his journey and his route and everything that he experienced during his travel. The cover just looked extremely intriguing, honestly, and then I read about it and I was like, wait, why does that sound good? So yeah, that's kind of a random find of mine, but I am looking to hopefully read that one, and I'm preparing to purchase it in a month when it gets released. All right. We need to adjust for this last one because my foot is genuinely sleeping. It is snoozing on me right now and it hurts. Oh my god, God, I'm getting old. It hurts to stretch. That's how you know. Oh my god, this sounds so good. Okay, the last book that was recently placed on my radar and it sounds so good. It is called Catabasis by R.F. Kuang and it's being released August 28th of 2025. Now, I know that R.F. Kuang has literally written some bangers. I have not read any books by her yet. I do want to read them, but I've heard that they're very long, so I haven't read them yet. This one is a dark academia fantasy where two students have to put aside their rivalry, which there we already have academic rivals, which I love. I literally eat that shit up so fast. But two students have to travel to hell to save the professor's soul. Little spooky. Little spooky, but why does that sound good to me? Lord help me, but that one sounds a little bit insane, but that's why I want to read it. You know, it sounds really good and very unique. Hopefully I don't have to sage my room afterwards, but I guess we'll find out when we get there. I am really excited to read this, and it's going to be my first book by R.F. Kuang, and then maybe I'll read Babel. You know, it looks really intimidating, but I think that maybe I'll read it. Maybe one of these days. I don't know. Okay, you guys, that was the last book. We're done. We made it to the end. Okay, you guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I just want to say that there are other books that are going to be released in 2025 that I'll probably want to pick up as well. But again, I do want to get through my physical TBR. These are just the main ones that have been on my radar for the past couple of months now. And I'm really looking forward to their release date. If you have any books that you're looking forward to reading in 2025, put them in the comments down below because we all love book recommendations here. And yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I need to go eat food because I haven't eaten in a while. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Au revoir. Mwah. Peace. What's up? Also, just before we get started, I want you guys to check my fit. Today we're gonna be all natural. I got the natural lighting. I got me chilling in a beanbag. We're good. Like, this is gonna be, we're fucking vibing. I'm just chilling right now. Hang on, this is just not, I'm trying to get comfortable. Like, that is the ideal, that's the idea here. Oh, 1 second, 1 second. I don't know if I just said compendium right. How do you even pronounce that? I don't know. We're just gonna pretend that I did that right. No idea what it, oh my god. Oh, it's an enemies. I'm not gonna do that. Why do I keep saying that? I'm not going to do that. Oh my god. What? That's crazy. Ugh. Oh my god, Katie. Can you just please, for the love of God. Ah, my butt hurts. Jesus. Oh my god, I'm gonna go insane. Okay, don't say that, Katie. You don't mean it. Sorry. Them in the comments. Can you, Jesus, I'm seriously, we had to have gotten something in that. And if we didn't, then there's always tomorrow. I'm gonna fucking freak out though if I have to rebuild this entire fucking thing. Bye.